Did you know that the Atlantic forest is one of the most biodiverse biomes in the world, but also one of the most threatened? Today we will explore how this forest is essential for Brazilian fauna and why it needs our protection now more than ever. What is the Atlantic forest? The Atlantic forest is a biome that originally covered about 15% of the Brazilian territory, spanning 17 states, from Rio Grande do Norte to Rio Grande do Sul. Today, only 12.4% of its original coverage remains, according to data from the SOS Mata Atlântica Foundation and the National Institute for Space Research, INP. Recognized as a biodiversity hotspot, this biome is considered one of the most important on the planet for conservation. Biodiversity of the forest. The Atlantic forest is home to around 20,000 species of plants, 8,000 of which are endemic, meaning they do not exist anywhere else in the world. More than 850 species of birds, 370 amphibians, 270 mammals, and 200 reptiles have been recorded in this biome. Important examples. Golden lion tamarin, Leontopithecus rosalia, one of the most endangered primates in the world. Jaguar, Panthera oncope, a top predator, essential for ecological balance. Curassow, Aburia jacutingope, an important bird for seed dispersal, currently in danger of extinction. According to studies published in the journal Science, the loss of this biome could cause a mass extinction of species not yet described by science. Ecosystem services. The Atlantic forest is crucial for climate regulation, carbon storage, and maintenance of the water cycle. Water resources. More than 120 million Brazilians depend on the river basins that originate in or pass through the Atlantic forest, such as the Parana, Tietê, and Paraíba do Sul rivers. Climate. Its vegetation helps regulate temperature and humidity, mitigating extreme weather events. Soil and pollination. It protects the soil against erosion and is home to pollinators that are essential for agriculture, such as bees and bats. According to the UN, the degradation of this biome contributes to water crises and loss of agricultural productivity. Threats to the Atlantic forest. Deforestation. Despite laws, such as the Atlantic Forest Law, 11/428/2006, illegal deforestation continues to be one of the greatest threats. Data from map biomes indicate that more than 13,000 hectares were deforested in 2023. Urbanization and industrialization. The Atlantic forest is close to the largest urban centers in Brazil, such as São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, increasing pressure for space. Agriculture and livestock. Monocultures, such as sugarcane and eucalyptus, replace native vegetation and compromise biodiversity. Invasive species. Plants and animals introduced by humans compete with native species, such as wild boar and giant grass. Impacts on Brazilian fauna. The fragmentation of the biome isolates populations, reducing genetic variability and increasing the risk of extinction. According to the IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, more than 60% of Brazil's endangered species live in the Atlantic forest. Without the Atlantic forest, animals that are essential to the food chain and seed dispersal, such as toucans and anteaters, would disappear, causing a cascade effect throughout the ecosystem. Conservation initiatives. Forest restoration projects, such as the Pact for the Restoration of the Atlantic Forest, seek to recover degraded areas. The creation of ecological corridors connects forest fragments, allowing the safe movement of fauna. Private reserves, such as the RPPN, Private Natural Heritage Reserve, have contributed to protecting areas of ecological importance. Environmental education and sustainable ecotourism programs have encouraged communities to preserve the biome while generating income. How can you help? Support NGOs and projects focused on the conservation of the Atlantic forest, such as SOS Mata Atlântica. Reduce the consumption of products that encourage deforestation and prioritize food from sustainable sources. Participate in reforestation campaigns and report environmental crimes. Spread awareness about the importance of this biome by sharing reliable information. The Atlantic forest is more than a biome. It is a natural treasure that defines the lives of millions of people and species. Its protection is in our hands. Let's take care of what is ours. Thank you very much for watching. We hope to see you again soon on Vet News. Until next time.